Wes Montgomery is one of the greatest and most influential guitar players in the history of jazz. As both a sideman and a leader, he has an incredible discography worth digging into. Wes is known for his single line playing, his chordal playing, and especially his octave playing. I'm Mike Baccarello, and today we're going to take a look at how we can get started with Wes Montgomery's style of octave playing. Let's take a look. An octave is the same note, just in a different range, whether it's higher or lower. So if you're playing C, an octave of the C would be another C, just higher or lower. So on the guitar, the way that looks is we're going to skip strings when we do this. So we're going to start here on the 6th string, 8th fret, with the C note. And to grab my other octave, I'm going to skip the 5th string and go to the 4th string on the 10th fret and play another C there. And this is the shape we have. We're skipping a string in between. And to mute that string, we're just letting our first finger kind of lay down over it. Now on the next string set, the 5th and 3rd string, it's the same exact shape. So right here on the 3rd fret of the 5th string with a C, and go to the 5th fret of the 3rd string and grab another C here. And we're doing both these with our 1st and 3rd finger. Now on the next string set, the fingering changes a little bit. So we'll find a C here on the 10th fret of the 4th string. And our next C is actually on the 13th fret of the 2nd string, and we're going to use our pinky for that. And then for the next string set, we have the same exact fingering. So start here on the 5th fret of the 3rd string, and with our pinky, we'll grab on the 8th fret, another C. So here's our 4 shapes. Now, Wes fingered it the way I do. On the 6th and 5th string sets, he plays with his 1st and 3rd finger. On the 4th and 3rd string sets, he plays with his 1st finger and pinky. I know some people that will play all octaves with their 1st and pinky and just kind of bring it in like that and just make it smaller over here. That fingering doesn't work for me at all, but if it works for you, try it out. Now for articulation, Wes would play the octaves with his thumb. Other people play it differently. My teacher, Bruce Foreman, when he would play octaves, if he was going for the Wes thing, he would play with his thumb, but otherwise he plays with his pick. Joe Pass, when he was playing fingerstyle, he would play with his thumb and index finger. Pat Martino plays with the bottom of his pick. He would turn his pick upside down and play it that way. Try any of these that work for you. Now, to get the Wes sound, if you really want to do the Wes thing, the thumb is going to probably be your best bet. But it's worth exploring all of them to see which one fits you the best. Now that we know how to play the octaves, let's take it through some exercises. So this first exercise is going to be a C major scale. Now we're going to be playing this all with octaves, and you can see we're exploring a good range of the guitar. We're playing an octave and a half of a scale. And so basically we're going to be playing each note with our 1st finger, and then our 3rd or 4th finger is going to follow along, right? So we're starting here on the 8th fret of the 6th string, and playing C, D on the 10th fret, then we're going to the 5th string, E on the 7th fret, F on the 8th fret, G on the 10th fret, A on the 4th string, 7th fret, B, 9th fret, C, 10th fret, 3rd string with D on the 7th fret, E, 9th fret, F on the 10th fret, and then G, the 5th, on the 12th fret. And then we're going back down. So we're playing, an octave and a half or so of a scale. So that's starting on the 6th string. We can also do this on the 5th string. Take our 1st finger, and we're going to basically play the whole scale with our 1st finger. We'll start on C on the 5th string, 3rd fret, and go up to D on the 5th fret. On the 4th string, we're going to play E on the 2nd fret, F on the 3rd fret, G on the 5th fret. On the 3rd string, we'll play A on the 2nd fret, B on the 4th fret, and then C on the 5th fret. And of course, we're going to have our 3rd or 4th finger just follow along based on whichever string set we're on. for our next exercise, we're going to take arpeggio shapes, either starting from the 5th or the 6th string. So we'll start on the 5th string, and again, we're going to do the same thing where our first finger kind of leads, and then our 3rd or 4th finger is going to follow, right? So we'll start with the C major 7. We'll start here on C on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and then E on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, G on the 5th fret of the 4th string, and then B on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. So we'll have this shape. So we have 1, 3, 5, and 7 of our arpeggio. Now to make it a dominant 7th, we're going to take our 7th, our B, and lower it to B flat. So then now we have this. To make it a minor 7th, we're going to take our 3rd and our 7th and lower it. So our E will become an E flat, and our B will become a B flat. And then we can make it a minor 7 flat 5 by taking our minor 7 and then just lowering the 5th on top of that. So our G will become a G flat. And we can also do these on the 6th string, and we can get a little more range out of it too. So start on the 8th fret of the 6th string and play C, E on the 7th fret of the 5th string, G on the 10th fret of the 5th string, B on the 9th fret of the 4th string, C on the 10th fret of the 4th string, E on the 9th fret of the 3rd string, and then G on the 12th fret of the 3rd string. So once we bring our 3rd and 4th finger back in, and again, we can do the same things we did before. So let's lower the 7th and make it a C7 or a C dominant 7. So we'll take our B and lower it to B flat. And then to make a minor 7, we'll take our 3rd and we'll lower that, and our 7th as well. So the E becomes an E flat, and the B becomes a B flat. And I could play the 3rd here, or I can move it here too. It's the same note. So I'm going to move it here. And of course we can make it a minor 7 flat 5 as well. And we'll take our C minor 7 and lower the G to G flat. And of course, take that to all the different keys you can and as many spots as you can. And this is just 2 different fingerings. You can definitely play around and find more fingerings than these. Now for this last example, we're going to take an actual Wes Montgomery line and see how he puts all this together. So here's our line. It's over in A minor 7. So let's take a look at what he's doing here. So he's playing E, starting on the 7th fret of the 5th string, A on the 7th fret of the 4th string, C on the 5th fret of the 3rd string. So we're going up an A minor arpeggio starting from the 5th. And then jumps up to E on the 9th fret of the 3rd string. So there's our first phrase. So just an A minor arpeggio. And just back down to C, and then D on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, A on the 7th fret of the 4th string, back to C, back to A, hits it twice, and then goes E, G on the 5th fret of the 4th string, and then A. So there's our full line. Now rhythm we start on the and of 3. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at some of these octave exercises to get you started on the Wes Montgomery style. I have always dabbled with octaves, and I've never found myself to be very good with them. I could physically play them, but my ideas weren't great. And so recently I started just going back and playing through scales and arpeggios using octaves, and I noticed that my ideas have definitely gotten a lot better, as well as my execution of them. So taking a step back and just going back to basics, but trying them in a new way with a technique like octaves can definitely give yourself a big bump in your playing. So thanks for checking out this lesson. Keep practicing. I'll see you next time.